Hi everybody, Don Shanks with Alan Hudson. Welcome to Pub Talk. We've been absent for a little bit. I've had a short break. Alan's been relaxing with friends. Alan, we got a massive day of football today, especially in the capital. We've got three massive games. What, the Arsenal playing at home to Watford. We know they've got to get something. And West Ham v Villa. And we got Chelsea obviously against Wolves, fighting for the remaining Champions League spot. Where should we start?
I think this is a day where this is the most fantastic day of the year, and this is a day when all the stadiums should be full up.
No, 100%. Yeah.
And I can remember the last day of the season at Stoke one day, and Stoke were going to get promoted if they went up. And there was some more supporters down there with a radio, and all the scores were coming through, and that's how it's going to be like today. They're going to be juggling today, and they've won something, especially down the bottom there.
Oh, there's been a lot of sleepless nights last night for sure. Fans can't get there today. They want to support the team. You know, football without fans to me is no football.
Yeah. It's the consolation is it's all going to be televised. It's going to be.
Oh no, it's been great, the coverage. I mean, we've got to be fair. I mean, BBC have had games. We've had them everywhere.
It's just a shame that well, it can't be no greater shame than the other night Liverpool getting the trophy with nobody in the ground.
Well, I just feel that's why Liverpool have had a little bit of a hiccup of late, because you know the euphoria of everything and the excitement of the fans in it would have just carried them through, and they'd have won their games, you know.
Yeah,
but with no one there, they've done the business. They've got the result. They've broke records. An incredible 21 point winning margin. I'm sure if the fans would have been around, they would have carried that team. And
well, you know the old story, don't you? You know, I was there that day.
Yeah. Oh, there won't be any of that. I watched it on telly.
That ain't going to be happening this year.
I mean, it is really
that was tragic the other night for Liverpool, you know. Let me ask you a quick one.
Yeah, go on, yeah.
How many points do you think Arsenal finished behind Liverpool?
How many? Well, I don't know. It's got to be in its 30s, I suppose.
It's 43.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. They're 10th.
Right.
And they're 43 points behind Liverpool. Now that is, you imagine George Graham being manager?
That's like they've won 10, 11, 12 more games than you, whatever.
Unbelievable, you know.
It certainly is. But they've had a bit of turmoil this year, the Arsenal, what with Emery and now the new guy and Ozil don't want to play or whatever. There's been a tough
they
got to the cup final. Fair play. Fair play to Arteta.
But they always seem to get there. I think they got their own.
Yeah.
I was going to say they got their own special.
But Tottenham have finished above them this year, so that's the sort of like for the Arsenal fans, they can take almost anything, but not Tottenham finish on top.
Yeah.
Right, let's get straight into it then. We're talking about Arsenal. They hosting Watford today. We know Watford's plight. They've sacked the manager, Pearson. How many do they sack every year, this mob?
Well, I told you along the way, didn't I, about this Pearson.
Yeah.
He's got a lethal right hand, you know.
He might have been using it, I've heard, in the dressing room or whatever.
Somewhere there was a right hander slung. But it doesn't surprise me, you know.
Well, there's a lot of pressure down there, and you look at teams, you look at players, if they're not performing and if they're underperforming in the position that you are, you're letting everyone down, the club, the fans, and sometimes I suppose, is the manager entitled to grab them? I suppose maybe he is.
Well.
Or maybe he isn't.
No, maybe he isn't.
But anyway, whatever's happened, he's no longer there. They're at the Emirates. They know what they've got to do. Can they do it?
Will Arsenal players be playing for their cup final places against Watford today?
Well, you know, you'd like to think that, you know, they'd be going out there like guns blazing, having a right go. They're playing against a team who, you know, they need to win. And
your man can get, well, he's not your man now, is he? Adebayor.
You know, he
can still get the golden boot.
Well, he could, but he's got a bit to do. But you've got to think Watford are going to be making it. Every tackle's got to be theirs. Every cross, they've got to be there first. Can Troy Deeney wake up and, you know, get a couple of headers, which he's you know, he's used to getting. But
what they got is what they got to be very careful about. Watford is Arsenal's strength is on the break, and if they start forcing the issue, then they're going to.
They could pick them off.
They could just pick them off. You know, which ain't going to happen. But obviously, the favourites to stay out, and I hope they do, is Villa.
Yeah.
Because they got the big result last week against Arsenal, thoroughly deserved it.
Right.
Couple of bits of brilliance from Jack.
Right. But I think, like, you know, I don't think the Hammers are going to lie down. I think West Ham are going to go and say, hey, let's just go out here and let's get another 3 points today. They proved with a good draw at Man U the other day, and like beating Watford the week before that. You know, they've ended the season quite well, and I'm sure David Moyes would want to see a victory today. You know, I don't see him giving an inch to Villa. So to me, in that particular game, West Ham, Villa, you know, all these relegation games this time of the year, like Villa are going there as favourites. West Ham are 2-1 at home, which, you know, if this game was a normal game in the season, West Ham would be favourites at home to beat them.
Yeah.
You know, it's just because of the importance and the do or die situation.
I think adding 3 managers, the Villa manager has more smarts. He played it really well against Arsenal. He didn't rush into it. He played against Arsenal exactly the way I'm saying. Watford have got to be rare today. We didn't give him a chance to hit him on the break. And today he's going to go there, contain West Ham. You know, he'll say to someone, get hold of Antonio, stop him. You must stop Antonio. And then we got a chance if they stop Antonio.
Yeah. Well, that's maybe stopping West Ham, yeah.
And the ground, our man Jack will love the ground. Plenty of space.
Well, they give themselves.
He looks good at the moment. Yeah.
They give themselves an opportunity to get out of it. Alan was right. He did say to go down to the last game of the season. I was having none of that. You know.
But
I felt Watford and West Ham both won them games. And then you found Bournemouth have now come and beat Leicester 4-1, 4-0, whatever it was, can't remember. But whoever seen that coming? Villa have obviously gone and got a draw, and then they've gone and beat Arsenal. You know, I mean, they're big games to win. The pressure must have been intense. So it'd be interesting to see how both of them games go. But an interesting game as well would be Arsenal could 100% beat Watford, and West Ham could 100% beat Villa. And then Bournemouth can sneak out through the emergency exit here.
Oh.
They're going to Everton. The fire escape. It would be the great escape. But they can go to Everton. Everton have lost their way for the last 4 or 5 games. They don't seem the team they were 4 or 5 games ago. Bournemouth, a little bit unlucky, Man City. You've got beat 2-1. They've then gone and beat Leicester, and all of a sudden they have given themselves a little bit of a lifeline. I mean, it could definitely happen. You know, West Ham could wipe the floor with Villa, will they? Arsenal will wipe the floor with Watford. And Bournemouth go and win 1-0 at West Ham.
I think they got their quota of goals, West Ham, but Antonio scored 4 in one game, and I don't think that will happen. You know, he's scored 4 all season, he doubled his...
So listen to you talking, you're thinking Villa are staying up.
I'm saying to you, you're the gambler out of the pair of us.
Oh, yeah.
We're 2 gamblers. Where would you put your money on the team staying up? I would put my stash on Villa. Only on the last performance, and you say if you put in another performance, I know it's at Villa Park, but it doesn't really matter really with no crowd. I don't think that comes in. Right.
Well, I mean, obviously, Watford could beat the Arsenal. Then obviously Villa got to beat West Ham. Then goal difference comes into it. If Watford were to win 2-0 and Villa wins 1-0, then you look at that goal difference down there, they're almost identical on goals for and against. So whatever happens that way, I'd have a sneaky tenner on the outsiders maybe to nick it. I think Bournemouth have got the easiest game out of the 3. And they'll be the, you know, whatever they are, to stay up. They got the best goal difference if it was not goals scored. And If they win, they all go to 34 points. If the other two get beat, then Bournemouth stay up.
I think
Highly unlikely, folks, but
I
it could
think
happen. At 10 to 1 or something, I'd rather take that chance than.
I think
They'd like
the Everton players, there'll be a few of them playing for their contracts. I think he's going to have a clear out there. He's not very happy. There's some. I mean, I can only see. I mean, I was wrong about Watford from the beginning. After the lockdown, I thought they would go clear, but they haven't. They deserve to be in this trouble. I can't see that they got any chance at all at Arsenal. I really don't. I think it suit Arsenal. Today's game will suit Arsenal. It's a no.
Well, they've got the cup final next week. As you
They ain't
said,
going
it's
to
in the back of
catch
their mind.
Liverpool 43 points behind it, you know.
No, but I mean, the thing is, obviously, Watford, it's their one last chance. So they know they've got to get goals because whatever Villa do, they've got to score more than them. And then at that point, they just work back and see who's done what. Right, enough about relegation. It's depressing. It's a good day for everybody.
Well, it's not
For
depressing.
the neutral, it's nice to think what's going to happen. But if you're one of them fans of Watford, Bournemouth and Villa, could be the worst day of your life today.
I suppose there'd be a lot of, there's a lot of West Ham. These teams as well like to think that they've got the other team relegated, don't they? There's a lot of nastiness in football. That's why I hope Villa come on top, because I think the manager's done a great job.
Yeah.
And he's got them playing properly right just at the right time, the last two games.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Now we've got the battle for the remaining Champions League spot. Obviously, the big game, Leicester Man U, up there in Leicester, and we've got the one down here at the Bridge, Chelsea v Wolves. So we'll talk about Leicester Man U first. We'll save your little mob to the back, so you can have a word about the Chelsea game. But let's talk about Leicester Man U. Okay, as we know, Vardy's up there on the Golden Boot. My men are right behind him, by the way. I'll talk about that in a little while. But Man United have coming down there. Man United are favourites, like 6-4. Leicester are 2-1, 9-4. I can't see that even. I don't know why that is like that. Man United, what have they done lately? Yeah, I was with them 6 or 7 games, scoring plenty of goals, looking good. Now they've had a wobble.
Well, I want to know, I would like to know, I would like Solskjaer to turn around and explain why he played that team in the semi-final. Was he not interested in playing a decent team?
Well, no, I agree,
It's taken Manchester United 2 years to get Pogba back to his best. He gets to his best and he puts him on the bench. That was an absolute... As soon as that happened, we all looked at each other and said Frank must have been rubbing his hands together. You know, that was a total biggest clanger. And then the referee, the referee, the goalkeeper drops 2 clangers.
Yeah.
You know.
Did Roy Keane have anything to say about that, or was he quiet, Roy?
I'm sure
He must have been waiting outside his house, was he?
With a gun. But it's I just didn't get the way Manchester United were trying to, or Solskjaer's trying to look at it, and I don't know whether he thought.
The big question in football has been for quite a while, the last couple of months. Can Pogba and Fernandes play together? It started off looking that way when he come on against Spurs. Pogba done really well. Then he's a bit lively in a couple more games. And then the game that they played against Southampton at home, where he took them both off with 15 minutes to go. I think that must have been the start of, in Solskjaer's mind, well, I'm not sure if this is happening. Southampton were overrunning them. They were playing past them, running past them and linking up, and unlucky not to get a result there. So then they play in the cup. And then Frank's boys, Chelsea, hammer them.
Yeah.
I mean, where do they go? I think he's on his way, Pogba. I think he'll probably sell him. I think he's going to think this isn't going to work. And I think he'll lean towards Fernandes being the main man. Let's build around Fernandes.
You might be right. You might be right. He might be playing a game there, Ollie. Your man.
Well, he could be playing his last game though. If they get beat today, don't make the Champions League, get beat in the Europa League, and then
he'll be out again.
He's like hero to zero.
Yeah.
You know, which we spoke about. It is a fine line winning these games, and from a manager's point of view, obviously, you know, they all look back and say, I should have done this, should have done that, and at the end of the day, you've done what you've done. And if Ollie, you know, doesn't get anything, the Pogba situation could end up being the one that basically kills him.
I mean, jokingly, last time we done this, we said about the two semi-finals, that would be an all-London final, where that was so far against the cards, wasn't it?
Well, that's right. You did say, an all-London
but
final.
I must say, I was joking, and and maybe sometimes you're better off doing that because you couldn't see Man City folding up against Arsenal. No way.
But the only thing about that, we knew that Arteta had been at Man City for a while. He knows them inside out, so that might have been a bigger factor. But in saying that, no, I couldn't see it being an all-London final. And, you know, that's the way I would have seen that. But Leicester Man U, intriguing game. Now, onto your lot, Chelsea, Mr. Lampard. He had a little bit of a disagreement the other day reading the papers with the Liverpool bench.
He had a falling out, and he's been put in his place, I think.
I think so too, yeah. I think it ends when it ends.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to be setting examples. You don't want players doing things like that, and you don't want to be doing it yourself. If the other bench has got something to say, let them say it.
Yeah.
You know, get on with it. I don't agree with it, and I don't know why Frank wants to do that. It's very uncharacteristic.
Well, it was a high-scoring game. Obviously, it went against him. One of the decisions, obviously, he ended up a goal with Trent Alexander-Arnold, and you know he was a little bit uncomfortable, I suppose.
Frank's come to the stage now, and he's like where he shouldn't take things like that personal, because when he was getting success with Chelsea seemed to get so many things go for them. Drogba used to throw himself all over the place and get free kicks and penalties and all that.
Right.
So, you know, I don't know was he trying to spoil Liverpool's party on Wednesday night because they were. I mean, at the end of the day, Frank made, you know, he dropped the biggest wreck. You know, he brought that Pulisic on, 3-1 down, 4-1 down. And he scored, he made 2 goals in no time. He turned the game.
I told you I like that kid.
He turned the game on his head.
Yeah.
People say, well, what a great substitution, but why leave him out in the first place?
Yep, no, agreed. So we're going to go on to Mr. Nunes now in our Wolves. We feel that they've been probably one of the better teams in the league all year, play their own little style of football. It's just a little bit unfortunate the last 2 or 3 games, it's not really come off for them.
Well,
they were winning 1-0 at Burnley, a real late equaliser.
They were hard done
Sheffield
by.
United.
No, it was Burnley. They were hard done by Burnley. You know, it was a dodgy penalty he's give. Was it?
Who was unlucky? Wolves were unlucky there.
Wolves were very unfortunate.
So Burnley got the late equaliser.
It was about the 93rd minute, wasn't he? You know, our man Jimenez scored the wonder goal.
Right.
1-0 up, and that was worthy to win any game. And I was loving it because I could see Wolves coming down here.
Under the bridge and game on.
And really was game on today because the winner takes all down here today.
Great song now.
Yes. I like them girls.
So we got a great day of football today. I mean, no matter
it'll be a Chelsea game.
I think that teleprinter and everyone might be ballistic today.
Yes. Everyone will be going nuts.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, and over to like Stamp, it's a goal.
Yeah.
Up to Leicester, Old Trafford, whatever it might be. You know, you're going to get.
You might read tomorrow morning Jeff Stelling's had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Heart failure.
What was that? Hartney Pauls had won a game or something like that?
Yeah, they scored.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, the 2 Premier League games are quality, aren't they? They're 2 great games.
No, absolutely.
2 great football matches. I mean, I've got a really good feeling about Leicester. I think they're going to come out the traps flying today.
We've got to say a big word. We say it, but not enough. Liverpool season, champions. Been a tremendous season for them.
Well, I just hope when all this virus clears up that and he will. He said it the other night. He will have a big
A proper party.
and they'll fill the ground out. They'll even put an extra game on, a championship game. That's the kind of thing they're doing. Klopp's come out of this
Right.
fantastic. I mean,
He's a breath of fresh air for everyone, really.
Yeah, he's a great.
I mean, you look at him and you just think, well, you know, you'd be proud if he was your manager, and the way he handles himself in the press with the media, etc., and even the Frank Lampard situation. Just no, it's happened. Game's finished. It's over. We leave it there, and I like that.
No,
Unless just we're going to leave it now. We just got to finish up, but we're going to leave it on the dash for the cash for the Golden Boot, the Premier League top scorer. Obviously, Vardy today is in the driving seat. He's 2 goals ahead of Danny Ings and Adebayor, who's 3 behind. My man Ings, I've had a few quid on him leading up. Sheffield United at home today. He could sneak a couple there, you know.
okay.
He missed a penalty during the week, otherwise he'd only been 1 behind. But I've been following and having sneaky bets week by week. Raheem Sterling. They got Norwich today. Now, I bet him to score 2. I bet him to score a hat-trick. And if he gets 4, he then ties up with Vardy, providing he don't score. It could be any score at the Etihad today. It might be 1-0, it might be 1-1, but I think the chances are it's more going to be 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
And maybe Mr. Sterling can sort of like smash a few in.
3 headers.
He won't be doing that, but you know, he could come to life. So there's a lot to be playing for.
We give him 5-2. We give him Vardy from the off.
Yeah, we did fancy Jamie in the beginning, and then like things changed a little bit. Gambling's all about value. Was he value? Obviously, at this moment in time, he's 1-8, so it obviously was value. You know.
First.
So anyway, listen, the season's over. We've enjoyed our little chats. Hopefully give you a bit of insight if you're having a little bet. But remember, this gambling thing is a bit precarious, dangerous to say the least. So enjoy yourselves and don't get too involved. So from me, Don, goodbye. Hope your team stays up. From Alan.
To all you Villa fans,
The Aston Villa for Alan.
I'm Sam Villa. I'm gonna have the Villa, Leicester to beat Manchester United, and I'm gonna say Wolves will beat Chelsea. Leicester will take that spot.
There you are. You've heard it from Alan. I've just told you about my golden goals, so that's my main area today. Leicester Man United, probably a draw. Chelsea Wolves, probably a draw. Who's going down? I've got to think Watford, and I think Bournemouth could squeeze a win, but I don't know whether that's going to be enough for them. Because if Villa get a point, it's not. So,
I'm with Villa.
okay guys, have a good day. Bye for now.